Welcome to Connect to Joy. Your host, Carol DeChaine, is an intuitive spiritual guide for practical matters and Marconic multidimensional energy practitioner. Her quest is to help you realize new possibilities, discover and release what holds you back, and enable you to manifest an inspired life filled with joy. Join us on this journey of transformation. Now, here's your host, Carol DeChaine.
Welcome, beautiful spirits. Thank you for joining me here today. I'm Carol DeChaine, and my passion in life is to help you find your joy, to release what holds you back, and assist you to quantum leap your journey of self-discovery. I'm an intuitive, certified in life and business coaching, and a Marconic multidimensional energy practitioner and teacher. So if you're ready to start creating that life you've only dreamed of, that you deserve, let's have some fun. And let's get started right now. Today, the show is all about how to make affirmations and mantras work for you. And I'm going to teach you a formula called the 4 Ps in order to create your own. So how many times have you tried to use affirmations? Be honest here. Have you tried it once? Maybe twice? Maybe never? Or are you a regular user? Do you find they work for you at all? Sometimes they may work, and then you sort of just get tired of doing it. And some people, they don't work. And so you give up. But honestly, affirmations can change your world in a huge way. And I want to help you discover how to use them, maybe in a new way for you. And I know you don't know my formula, so I'm going to give that to you towards the end of the show. So today what we're going to do is we're going to talk about what affirmations and mantras are, why and when to use them, which ones to choose so they'll work for you, or you can make up your own. And that's where I'm going to teach you my formula that I call the 4 Ps to create affirmations, because they can truly move mountains, and then how and when to use them, because how and when are really, really important. And of course, having the right one that you're using. I'm also going to be giving you quite a few examples towards the end on ones that are really particularly good that could work for you or that you can borrow and adjust so they do work, because it's very subjective. First, I'm going to talk about here the definitions from Google, okay, so that we're on the same page. So affirmation is just a statement. It's an action or process of affirming something or being affirmed. Well, who cares about that, right? It's no big deal. But a positive affirmation are simple sentences that people use to describe how they want to be, or how they want their circumstances to be in a way that affirms that it's already true or on its way to becoming true. Okay, remember that one, in a way that affirms that it's already true. And a mantra is a word or sound repeated to aid concentration in meditation, like Transcendental Meditation has a mantra, just one sound. Or it's a statement or slogan repeated frequently. And a personal mantra, which is more what we're talking about, positive affirmations and personal mantras, are an affirmation to motivate and inspire you to be your best self. And it's typically a positive phrase or statement that you use to affirm the way you want to live your life. And it also says that the true value of a mantra comes when it is audible, visible, and or in your thoughts. Now, my definition for an affirmation or a mantra is a statement about who you want to be couched in the present tense, because it can change your reality if you use it right. And I'm going to give you lots of examples about that. The reason it works so well if you use it right is that affirmations speak to your subconscious, and you normally can't get anywhere near your subconscious. It's very mysterious. It's one that you're going, wait, why am I acting this way? Why is this not happening the way I want in my life? Why can't I get what I want? Or why is this negative stuff in my life? It's because somewhere your subconscious mind believes that that's all you deserve. This is what I said I wanted. This is what I'm going to get. And you're going, no, I don't remember doing that. But somehow something ingrained itself in your subconscious mind, and affirmations and mantras are great at shifting that if you use them in a way that works, because it helps raise your vibration. And again, I'm using that word. I know every time in my shows, I always use the shifting your vibration. It helps raise them higher, which means when you're raising your vibration, you'll be happier, you'll be more peaceful, more loving, more joyful. All those things that make life more worth living. Now, if you want some ready-made I am affirmations, I have a lot of videos called the Joy Corner on YouTube. If you don't want to come up with your own, these address different I am affirmations every week. So there's a lot of them in YouTube right now. And these are basically a self-esteem builder tool that you can use. When I was doing research for this show, I found an article on psychologytoday.com, which I'm going to quote. It says, affirmations can be a powerful tool to help you change your mood, state of mind, and manifest the change you desire in your life. But they work best if you can first identify the unwholesome belief that is opposing them. So basically, it means if you can figure out the limiting belief you're holding, you can flip it on its ear and create an affirmation to kind of combat that belief so that you can shift the way you believe and your life will change. Manifest the change you desire in your life. This isn't some woo-woo thing. This is Psychology Today about your mind. So it's not only spiritually that these things work, it's also mentally these things work. And when those two things come together, all of a sudden, you start attracting things to you that you may not think that you could before. The law of attraction also states online, and I'm again quoting them, what you think and feel shapes your reality. So the power of affirmation lies in your ability to transform your external world by first changing your internal one. I learned in church about affirmations when I was a teenager, and maybe you had the same kind of life lesson like I did, because I was told that affirmations work. Absolutely. I was told to repeat them 50 times a day or some number close to that. And as a teenager, I found an affirmation I liked. And I repeated it 50 times a day, really, really, really fast. So I said it, and I was counting on my fingers every time I said it. So I would reach 50 and then I'd be done. This did not seem to work for me. Can't imagine why. I had no feeling behind it. I just spit the words out really, really fast. And I felt like I was gypped, like they didn't tell me the whole reason on how to use them, because they didn't, because otherwise it would have worked, right? And because I didn't know how to go about using affirmations, and either the church teachers didn't know how they worked properly, or I didn't hear them very well on how to make them work. I didn't know which ones would be right for me or how to pick them. I didn't know how to use them if just spitting out 50 times didn't work. And so I didn't use them anymore. But if you gave up like I did, you need to rethink. Affirmations are one tool and only one tool, but it's a really great one. So why do you use them? Well, basically, you're trying to talk, like I said, your subconscious into believing something about you or your circumstances that don't appear to be your current reality, but you want them to be your current reality. But if you don't use them right, it can be kind of uphill work. So a lot of people like me, I gave up trying. I had a trial and error phase, and I think I was stuck on error, so I just stopped a lot of years ago. But if you use them properly, you can really retrain and rewire your brain, including your subconscious. They open you up to new possibilities. They can change your mindset, and that will change your life. The benefits I'm going to read you come directly from the Law of Attraction website. The benefits: you can boost your problem-solving skills by using self-affirmation. So affirmations can help you perform better under pressure, like interviews and first dates and anything that you're feeling pressure for. The benefits, they say, can also raise your vibration. Sound familiar? To one of abundance rather than lack. They give you greater awareness and makes it more likely that when you have negative thoughts, that you'll challenge them quicker when they come up, because your awareness will go, I heard that. The benefits of doing affirmations also help you reconnect you with feelings of gratitude and enhance your perspective on the good things in life. And that can boost your happiness and raise your vibration. Again, with the raising vibration, I know that's me, but this is directly from their website. And it makes you more optimistic. And optimistic people have better health. So when do you use these? Well, there's no set time, but it seems like mornings seem to be good to set you up for your day. So you might want to do it in the shower, when you're in traffic in the car, You can do it also before or after a meditation or prayer. You can do it during yoga. Some people say you should look in the mirror and do it. And those are especially good for when you're feeling that really important feeling of I am, those kind of affirmations. Like I am beautiful. That one works especially well in the mirror because it's hard to say it to yourself in the mirror if you don't believe it. You can set a reminder on your phone if you keep forgetting because it's easy to forget. And you might want to do it 2 or 3 times a day, but you don't have to do it for that long. And when in your life you want to use them is whenever you're ready to make changes, whether in your work, your relationships, if your self-esteem needs bolstering a bit, or the reactions you have to people. And like I said before, this is one tool, only one avenue in order to help you when you're ready to shift your life. But it's a great tool to have in your back pocket, even if you use other ones at the same time. Because you want to know, which ones do you choose? How do you decide? And how important is this part? If you look at an affirmation, it really has to feel good to you. It needs to move you, whether that means your eyes tear up or you get a feeling in the pit of your stomach like, oh my God, this is huge. Or you smile, maybe you laugh, or you feel butterflies. Because the right affirmation is truly subjective, and only you will know when it's the right one for you. That means if you find something and you like it, but it doesn't really move you, keep fiddling with it. Keep trying it. And if nothing happens, experiment. Try different ones until you get that, oh my God, this is it feeling. You can find already made up ones online all over the place. You can find them in books. Louise Hay has a book just on affirmations. You can just Google affirmations and for a specific topic, like if you want to do your health or you want to do prosperity for money issues, you can find pages and pages of them. There's also an amazing book called, let's see if I can remember it, How to Be a Badass. I think the last part of it is at Making Money. And I don't remember her name. I may have it in my notes somewhere. And if I do, I will tell you before we get off. But she is someone that wrote this one. If you type up How to Be a Badass, you're going to find her. This book is funny. And it's also one that you're going to find a lot of affirmations in, the one about money issues. If you can't find your own and you want to make up one because you really need something or you want to adjust one that you've read, because it works for either way to come up to use my formula. Now, I came up with the 4 Ps when I was doing a workshop for affirmation building. I asked for examples after I explained it, and people kept giving me examples, and I realized I did not explain it very well. And that's when I came up with the formula, which works really well for the class. The 4 Ps are, first, you use the present tense. Everything needs to be as though it's happening now. It's current. It's already happened. It's not like I will have this happen. I will have enough money to pay my bills. It would be I have enough money to pay my bills right now. So it's in the present tense. That's the first P. The second P is to make it personal. Always use I or me or my in these statements. Otherwise, it could mean anything to anybody. And it needs to be you speaking about you. You can't wish for someone else in an affirmation because that's the whole point. You're affirming it for yourself or a situation you're in. But if you do it for the situation, you have to do it the way that you're approaching the situation. And like I said, you want to pay your bills. You say, I have more than enough money to pay my bills, or however you want to do that. So that's present tense, personal pronoun, I guess I could say. Make it positive. That's the third P. Has to be couched positively. Do not be wishy-washy or have it half positive and half negative. If you find a word in your affirmation is negative to you, it's not going to work for you. Because, for example, in the one I used just a moment ago, I have more than enough money to pay my bills. If you think of bills as a negative word, it's going to throw the whole affirmation off. So you would want to say it differently. I have more than enough money in the bank for everything I need. That's different. That's more positive. So if you are saying, I will not complain any longer. No. Don't use not. Don't use complain. You would use I am totally positive in all situations, or however you want to say it, but something where you don't say, I'm not doing this, and you don't use the negative. So make it positive. So those three are present tense, personal pronoun, and positive. The fourth thing you want, I mentioned a little bit earlier, is it has to be powerful. You want it to feel like it moves you at depth, or it makes you laugh. So you'll feel it in your body. You'll have some sort of reaction to it. Keep experimenting until it moves you that much. Because if you say it in a present tense form and you go, oh my God, if that was true, oh my God, maybe it would change your life. Maybe it would just make your life better, more fun, more whatever. But affirmations, as I said, they're very subjective, so you have to keep playing around with the words until you really feel it. And it never hurts once you have something to check in with your higher self to be sure it's the right one for you. Feel it. Think about it. Figure out, okay, how is this feeling? Ask for the right one. And if you get this, oh yeah, this feels good, then it's the one to start using. But keep it simple. Don't make it 5 compound sentences together because you're going to lose it. It's not going to have the impact that it would if it was not too long. You want to have it 5 to 10 words. I don't want to set a limit on your words, but something that you can get out in one breath. So it's not too long. That is something that still feels powerful. And usually the shorter, the more powerful, or slightly compound, but not 3 or 4 in a row. I'm going to come back to these and give you examples. But first, I want to give you how to use them, because how is just as important as which one. If you don't do it in a way that works, you're not going to find these work even if you've done the 4 Ps, even if you've made over an affirmation you found or you made up your own that's in the present tense, has a personal pronoun, is positive and powerful. Nothing's going to happen unless you do it in a way that works. First, there are 3 things you do at the same time when you do it. You're going to say it, which will be, of course, present tense, right? You're going to feel it. You're going to suspend your disbelief because you're going to act as if it's really true in that moment. You're going to say it and feel it together. And then you're going to picture it at the same time. So those are the 3 things you're going to do together. You're going to say it while you're feeling it and picturing it. So you're using 3 of your senses, right? When you picture it, you're going to picture a flash of the thing is actually happening, or you're going to see like a quick video thing. But the quick video would be like 3 or 4 seconds tops. And that's actually kind of long, more like 2 or 3 seconds, just to see, like if you want to see yourself going into the arms of someone you love, if you want to see yourself saying yes to a job and shaking the hand of someone, that's how brief. But those are the 3 things you want to do together. You want to say it, feel it, and picture it. But all the while you're suspending your disbelief that it's actually happened already right now. So when you say this affirmation, you're acting as if it is true in this moment. And that's how present tense this thing needs to be. Even if you don't have the money now, you've got to picture it as though you do, if it's the old bill paying thing. And then after you say it, feel it, and picture it together, you want to breathe it in. How does this feel? Does this feel amazing? If this is truly real right now, you go, yeah, oh man, this feels really good. This feels right for me. Because when you can do that, you're going to become it. As you feel it, it's going to start happening subconsciously. Things will start lining up, and at some point, things are going to shift. And if you want extra credit, because multiple layers always happens faster, you can write it down while you're saying it, feeling it, and picturing it, and then breathing it in. Because if you write it down, you're going to see it and feel it in your body, in your hand while you're writing it. Many say that you want to look into your eyes, into the mirror when you're doing some of these affirmations, but it really depends on what the affirmation is about. If you find it that you forget to do it until you're in bed and you go, oh, I didn't do my affirmations. Oh, well, I'm in bed already. Better to do it when you're in the shower or in the car, when you're in traffic, so that you make it a regular time. If you meditate do it right before meditation or right after, then it's your regular time to do it. And you're going to ask how often. And it's not 50 times in a row, I promise. If you're going to say it, feel it, and picture it, and have it really feel like it's happening right now, whatever this affirmation is, you can't do it too many times because you lose the power of it. So if you repeat it at one time, 3 to 5 times. So if you say it, feel it, picture it, and then breathe in between each one. Say it 3 times, breathe in between each one, and really feel it in you. You want to make up your own affirmations. Even if you use one that somebody else has come up with, you want to adjust it if it doesn't really hit home with you. And those 4 P's that you can use to make sure, again, are using present tense, make it personal, use a personal pronoun, I or me or my. Make it positive. Don't use any wishy-washy sentences or use half negative words or words that mean negative things to you. And make it powerful. Keep working on it until you really feel it move you in some way. And then how to use it? You say it, feel it, and picture it together as though it's happening or has happened already right now. And then you breathe it in to see how that feels as though it's really true. And you can write it as well if you like, to get a little extra credit. And also, however, if you write it, you might want to write it about 3 times as well. And say it, feel it, and picture it at the same time. And if I went over this too fast for you now, you can always go back and listen to this part again in the last section. Because now I want to take the time to give you examples and the kind of affirmations in different areas. So I'm going to start with abundance for money issues and give you some examples. The one, I have enough money to pay my bills, is okay. But a better one, if you're trying to build one, is I have more than enough money to pay my bills, right? After all, you don't just want enough money to pay the bills, you want more. So you have enough for fun stuff, right? Now, a better one than that might be, my bank account is always overflowing with money, especially if the word bills is a little too negative to you. You might want to use a funny one. Money loves me so much it follows me everywhere I go. Personally, I like that one. And then there's one that says, I love money because it comes when I call. Now, kind of like a dog. Here, money, money. It's just so funny. And the book I was trying to remember before, the name of the author is Jen Sincero. I knew I had it here somewhere. She's one that has written a couple of books. The one is I Am a Badass, and the other one is I Am a Badass. I think the last part of that one is At Making Money. That's the one that has the affirmations. I don't think that the one that's just titled I Am a Badass has them, or at least they're not as many in there. And the funny ones I have are mostly from her book, I have to admit. Some I've come up with, but some of them are hers. If you're doing it about a job, maybe your belief about money is you're limited about how much you can make. So maybe you might use, I do what I love and the money follows. Now, I've heard that one for years, so it's not an unusual one or one maybe you haven't heard before. But how about money comes into my life in lots of different unexpected ways? You don't have to just have money from your job. You might have all sorts of opportunities show up or money just come. Maybe somebody asks you to do something and says, thank you, here's a gift card for $120. And you're going, whoa, I didn't expect that. I was just doing it to be nice. And they go, no, I could have hired somebody, but thank you. This is great. Money is not just money. It's all different forms, including gift cards and things. The one you don't want to do is I place no limits on the amount of money I can make. No for your subconscious mind means I place limits rather than I place no limits. It doesn't seem to hear the negative from what everybody reports. Perhaps instead of I place no limits on the amount of money I can make, you say the amount of money I can make is limitless. Do you see the difference? So I'm going to be talking now about different areas and just give you some that you can feel free to borrow, manipulate them, take them apart, put them back together, or use them exactly as they are. Most of these I believe I've made up, but some of them have come from online that I liked. So for self-esteem ones are particularly good to look in the mirror when you do, or do them after meditation because you're deep already, and make it as the end of your meditation because you already are in that good space. So how about I love myself the way I am. There's a beautiful song with that, but I won't sing it. I am a wonderful being of light is a great one. I love being who I am. How often do we say that to ourselves, honestly? I love being who I am. Or there's, I am incredible. Or maybe you like the word marvelous. I am marvelous. Or I am fantastic. My absolute favorite one that moves me is I am magnificent. Oh, there's something about that word that just gets to me. It gives me tingles. And so that's the word I like to use when I want to think more of, maybe if I'm in a negative spin, I want to use that phrase. There's also something like, I am beautiful inside and out. But remember when you're saying these, maybe you're looking these in the mirror, to allow these to be true when you're saying them. Even if you have to really suspend disbelief in a big way if you don't believe it right now. How about I am perfect the way I am? Or I love my body. Whatever you want to appreciate more. In your self-esteem, I am talented, I am capable. Whatever it is, these are particularly good ones. And these are the ones that I have on the Joy Corner on YouTube. These are that type. How about for romance or attracting love? I am lovable. I deserve love in my life. I deserve to be loved. Kind of close. My soulmate is in my life right now. You may say, but he's or she is not. But if you are suspending disbelief and you can imagine that happening right now, isn't that one that makes you go, wow? Maybe you want to use my love life is fill in the blank. I mean, maybe it's fun and fulfilling. It's passionate. It's exciting. Versus my love life is challenging. That's not a good word to use. It's one of those positive/negative words depending on what you like, but challenging is a difficult word. It can be one that definitely can make things tougher. How about I am worthy of being loved? Or the love of my life is magnetized to me right now. Because even if they're already in your life, they can be magnetized to you. My love treats me with respect, if that's something you need and you haven't maybe had it before. I feel loved by my soulmate. And that one is good because you can feel love whether you met them or not. And if you can feel loved and you feel it in your affirmation, that can really move you and make you feel good after you let it go. After you say it and you feel it, that feeling part. How about I deserve and have the most fabulous love life? Or if you want to look for friends, how about I attract loving, wonderful people to me all the time? Or I have the best friends ever. I like that one because it's true. I do. Especially if you're feeling alone and you want more friends, the one that's I attract loving, wonderful people to me right now or all the time is particularly good. The next section is going to be about health, help with the mindset. I did a recent show that was all about shifting your mindset on health and aging. So these are particularly, there's quite a few that Louise Hay did about health because that was one of her issues she was dealing with. This one's good. I am filled with energy. Or I feel healthier every day. I am pain-free and totally in sync with life. I like that one. One from Louise Hay is, perfect health is my divine right and I claim it now. There is a song that goes, every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell in my body is well. It might actually be, every little cell in my body is healthy. Every little cell in my body is well. You really need to have it repeat. And any way that you can even make up songs sometimes for an affirmation or a little tune, it actually will even get stuck in there better. So that one's every little cell. And you can actually look that up because I believe, I don't know if Carmen wrote that or if that's someone else, but I think you can find it online. It's repetitive, but it gets stuck in your head over and over. If it doesn't drive you crazy, it's going to make you healthy. There's another one. Every day I look, think, and feel younger. Regarding age, now isn't that one pretty good? I like that one a lot. And for forgetfulness, how about my mind is bursting with ideas? Or I easily remember all the important stuff, or whatever word you want to use. My mind is like a steel trap. My mom used to say that. My mind is like a steel trap. And then she changed it when she got older to, my mind is like a sieve. not a good affirmation because a sieve has a lot of holes in it. So don't go there. Another one is my mind is better than it's ever been. Or I am fully capable of remembering all I need. My thinking is clear as a bell. How about I am focused and filled with clarity? And the last one under forgetfulness is the cells of my brain easily communicate. If you want these and you're having trouble catching them, just email me. I'll be happy to send you the list that I've come up with that I mentioned, because this is something that's harder to do on your own. It's harder to catch some of these sometimes, but just send me an email, carol@connect2joy.com, and I will be happy. Just tell me what you need to send them to you. I had a couple more of these really interesting affirmations that I've gotten, one from the Law of Attraction and one from Louise Hay, that are kind of overall over your entire life. Sometimes it's better to go specific about whatever subject you're having the most trouble with. And you might want to throw in one for your entire life if everything looks okay, but it could be better. However you want to do it. The Law of Attraction has one that says, I am attracting a better, happier life every day, and I trust the universe to give me what I need. That's kind of a compound one. It might be a little long. So maybe you want to say, I am attracting a better, happier life every day. Maybe you want to stop there. Or you might want to do the whole thing. I love Louise Hay's because it's shorter and it says everything. It says, every experience I have is perfect for my growth. Sometimes, if you use that one, you might find you get a few more challenges than you want, because sometimes your growth might be a little painful. You might want to say, every experience I have is perfect for my easy growth or something. Before we leave, I want to make sure I go over these 4 Ps again. I know I've said them before, but the how and when to use them are really important. First, remember the 4 Ps are present tense, personal pronouns, positive, and powerful. Use the present tense in whatever affirmation you're going to use. Make sure you use I or me or my in the personal pronoun in that sentence. Make it positive, not half and half or wishy-washy. Make sure you don't use any negative words or words that mean something negative to you, because that's where your brain will go. Keep fiddling with it until it becomes powerful, the 4th P. You want to feel it move you in a huge way. So when you put together this affirmation, you go, wow, if this was true, this is amazing. Practice it by suspending your disbelief on that moment. What if you were already there in the future and you said this affirmation? Maybe you say, my mind is better than it's ever been. And if you're having trouble remembering and you go, yeah, it is, you're going to go, wow, okay, I dodged a bullet. This feels amazing. This is something that you need to feel. Yes, this is the truth I want for my future. But you feel it as though it's happening now. So that's part of the how to use it, remember? So you're going to say it, feel it, and picture it at the same time. Say it in the present tense with use of the 4 Ps for that affirmation. Suspend that disbelief that it's really true in that moment that you're saying it, because it's in the present tense. So what you want is already true. Act as if it's true, and picture it with a flash or a 2-second or 3-second video of seeing what it would be like if it was true right this minute. And then breathe it in and feel that feeling after you stop saying it, as though this has happened right now. Because you should have this feeling of, oh my God, this is what I want. This feels incredible. And you can also, if you want it to happen sooner, write it as well. And the how often to do it, I want to make sure I mention that again, because you want to make sure, instead of 50 times losing the impact of this affirmation or this mantra, you only want to repeat it 3 times at once. Say it, feel it, picture it, and then breathe it in. Take a moment, and then do it again. Breathe it in, and do it again, and breathe it in. And if you feel like doing it 1 or 2 more times, that's fine, but don't do it more than 5 times, because it's hard to concentrate on the future and suspending disbelief that long. So you want to just really feel it, and then do it once or twice a day, or maybe 3 times if you really feel like it. Maybe the 3rd time we'll be writing it down. where you can write it down 3 times that way. These are things that I want you to remember. The most important thing is to choose the right affirmation. Because if things don't change, pay attention when you start using it. If things aren't changing and you've felt it and you've done what I've said, keep tweaking the affirmation itself, because it's totally subjective as to what will work for you. You can adjust the wording, or you can scrap it and try a whole nother one, because maybe you'll find the wording to be more powerful, or you'll ask somebody and you can kind of kibitz with them and make sure that you have one that maybe they'll be able to help you. Just a friend or someone that's a positive thinker who can say, well, what about this? And you'll go, oh my God, that's the one. It's just slightly different than what you're using, or maybe it's totally different, but it's one that you may find will work so much better for you. Be sure you're suspending your disbelief when you're saying it. Really, really feel it as if it's already true. You may want to start with one area of your life that's particularly dysfunctional, or you like it to be different, rather than your whole life as a whole, because it feels like it's so much easier to do it that way, where you do it with one area of your life. And then pay attention to your reality when you start the process and see if anything shifts. If the world looks still the same, like I said, make sure you go back over. But it could be a huge shift, but it might be a bunch of minor ones. You may not even realize that things are shifting. So make sure that you're paying attention to what you're working on to see if anything shifts at all in your life. It could be what somebody says, the way somebody acts towards you, circumstances could shift, all sorts of things could happen. But in any case, give it a shot. Try using affirmations, whether it's for the first time or a second time, or maybe it's one that you've used all the time. See if you can make this work. And of course, there are many other tools you can use to make your life shift, especially guided visualizations or meditations, yoga. Anything that makes you more fully present and aware is a good choice. And of course, if you need help to get through whatever you're getting through, you can talk to a life coach. We can keep you on track, keep you accountable. Whatever it is that you need, we can help you with, as well as, of course, doing the affirmation on your own. Be able to find it and use this particular tool. Thank you so much for joining me here today. If you love the show, make sure you rate, review, and share this podcast, and subscribe so you never miss an episode. Connect with me on Facebook or by email with questions and comments, ideas for future episodes, or if you would like to be a guest, give me a shout out and I'll send you an application. Until next week, remember, you are already enough to have that joyful, limitless life that you desire.
Thank you for listening to Connect to Joy. If you love the show, make sure you rate, review, and share this podcast. And subscribe so you never miss an episode. Contact the host, Carol DeChaine, with questions and comments, ideas for future episodes, or if you would like to become a guest. And remember, transformation is a journey and not an end destination. So be kind to yourself, because you are already enough to have the joyful, limitless life that you desire.